Okay, students, today, English vocabulary, talking about time, describing times of day. So, words like sunrise, or early morning, or mid-morning. We'll talk about these next. Welcome, students, to Learn English with Teacher Joe. Hello, my name is Joe. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. All right, students, when you watch here on YouTube, please log in with your Gmail account. You can help this channel. You can help Teacher Joe on YouTube for free. When you watch the video, if you like the video, please click on the like button. If you would like to try the student challenge or to write something in the comments, please write in the comments. Share the video if you think the video will help somebody. And if you are new, please find the red subscribe button and click on the subscribe button to follow this channel for more videos. Thank you to students who do this, and thank you for helping us to grow. Okay, students, up above today, 18 English words for different times of day. So we will be describing times of day. This will be vocabulary lesson number 5, and we will look at vocabulary words like morning or sunrise, words like moon or nighttime. Okay, so different vocabularies, different times of day in this vocabulary lesson. Okay, let's say hello to you. Hello, students. How are you? Good to see you. Glad that you are back to watch another lesson, this time vocabulary this time around, okay? And we're going to continue to talk about time with times of day for today. Now, one of the things that we would like to do before we start the lesson is to talk about some student supplies that you may want to use when you complete this lesson or when you watch this lesson. Okay, so let's go to our document camera. Okay, so if you are using a dictionary that is a regular book, it's a paper dictionary, that's fine. English, your language, something for vocabulary to translate. So if you use a book, that is fine. Also, make sure that you have some paper. Okay, so you'll want some paper to write today. There'll be a list of vocabulary words, so you can copy the words, you can copy the pronunciation, and there will be some times that are associated with the vocabulary today, since we are talking about different times of day. So when we say late night, what time is late night? Okay, so we'll talk about and show a little bit of that today. So paper with your book for translation, pen or pencil. If you're watching on a computer or a laptop or a tablet, you can use your phone with a translation program or something like Google Translate to translate vocabulary to understand better. Okay, now remember also that when we use the internet, you can use something like Google Translate in order to translate vocabulary. You use English on the left side. So you type the word in English, and then you select your language on the right side, and you can look at the translation. When you click the arrow that's in the upper right-hand corner, this arrow that's here, it will show you many, many, many different languages, so you can hopefully find your language in here as well, okay? When you translate, you do get sound as well. If you want to listen to the pronunciation, you can listen to it in your language. Okay.
Ученик.
So that's Russian, for instance, or Chinese or Spanish. Okay. All right. So another tool that you can use to help translate. Okay, let's come back to our sheet, and let's go take a look at the sheet here together. Okay, now on the sheet, this is going to be the 5th vocabulary lesson that we've done. So we've done 4 lessons prior to this. So if you like the vocabulary lessons, there are more vocabulary lessons to watch when you go to Learn English with Teacher Joe. Okay, so go to the channel. If you are new, please log in and subscribe and find the videos that you like. Vocabulary videos are always yellow. They have a yellow color when you look at the video, okay? All right, so let's take a look now at the sheet and talk a little bit about what is on our list to do for today. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at it. All right, we're working on lesson number 5, as we said. We're talking about time, and we'll be talking about different times of day. Let's look at the agenda together. Okay, so the agenda, this is our to-do list, and we will look at some goals that we'll have for this lesson for vocabulary for today. All right, number 1, let's take a look at number 1 here. Okay, so we're going to start by working on English words for time and talking about times of day. Number 2, we will work on some practice that we try to do in every lesson, which is to practice 4 different English skills. Practice reading, practice writing, practice listening, and practice speaking in English. Okay, so we want to try to practice these every lesson that we do. Okay, all right, let's go to number 3. All right, third, this is the first activity for the night. Okay, so the first activity will be for reading, listening, and writing. Okay, in this activity, we will do this with the word list. So we'll look together at the word list and listen to the vocabulary. You will have a chance to write the vocabulary, and we will talk about or discuss the vocabulary a little bit to make sure that you understand. Okay. All right. Working on number 4, the next activity is in number 4, and we will complete a word pictures activity, doing reading in English, listening in English, speaking in English, and using the picture slides in order to practice speaking, practice pronunciation. Okay, the last activity and third activity will be under number 5 for tonight. This will be to complete a dictation, okay? Dictation, when we talk about dictation, what is it? Dictation means that you will listen and then you will try to write what you hear, okay? So listen and write, okay, the words that you hear. So I will pronounce the vocabulary, you listen, and you try to write the vocabulary, okay? All right, number 6 is information on the next lesson and to say goodbye, so we'll get to this a little bit later and look at this at the end of the lesson, okay? All right, let's clean up the to-do list so that we can get ready for number 3. Now, number 1 and number 2, these are things that we work on in every lesson that we work on, so we'll consider number 1 and 2. We know that we will complete these as we go. Number 3 will be the first activity that we work on. So let's take a look at what we're going to do, which is reading, listening, and writing we're going to use the word list, okay? All right, so let's go down and let's find the word list and let's get ready for number 1. Okay, the first activity is to get ready for the word list here, okay? All right, time of day, word list. Okay, this activity, we'll read, we'll listen, and we will write. Okay, so this is your chance to copy, okay? If you would like to copy the vocabulary, this is your chance to copy it. You will see the vocabulary word will be first written and spelled correctly. Then you will see the pronunciation. I have written the word with the sounds separated, different sounds, how many syllables, okay? And we have some notes that are at the end. So you'll see some notes about maybe a different name for the vocabulary word, or maybe the time that is associated with something like early morning being 4 a.m., somewhere around 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. in the morning, okay? All right, so there's some information here if you want to write or if you want to copy. Let me go ahead and show you the notebook. Let's take a look at the notebook. And in the notebook, let's take a look at, I have set the sheet up to get ready for the word list. Okay, so if you want to copy the word list, you can write the date, okay? And we would like to, when you write the title so you know what were you working on. So this is vocabulary. This is the 5th lesson, lesson number 5. This is times of day, and this is the word list, okay? So we'll work together to write down some of the vocabulary, and we're going to go from number 1 all the way to number 18 tonight. So 18 different vocabulary words tonight, okay? All right, let's go take a look at the list and let's practice. You can listen. If you want to repeat, you can repeat, but this is for listening, and this is your chance to write the word, okay? All right, and some of these, we'll talk about these a little bit as we go, okay? All right. Okay, let's start with number 1, okay? All right, number 1. Oh, let me take a look to see if if the directions are working. Let's see. Okay, let's see what the directions say. Okay, read, listen, and write. Okay, so this activity, read, listen, and write for the first activity. Okay. All right, so read, listen, and write are the directions. All right. Let's take a look at number 1. Okay, number 1. Listen to it, read it on screen, and you can copy and write if you want to write the vocabulary word, if you want to write the pronunciation, if you want to write the extra information, you can write the extra information, okay? Okay, you ready? Okay, read it, listen to it, and write it down in your notebook, okay? All right, let's start with number 1. Number 1, sunrise. Listen to it, write it in your notebook. Sunrise. Okay, so this was number 1. Sunrise. Number 2. Early morning. Early morning. Okay, number 2. Early morning. Number 3. Mid-morning. Mid-morning. Okay, number 3. Mid-morning. Okay, before we continue with number 4, okay, this was mid-morning. Okay, now I'm not going to talk about the times. If you want to look at the times or copy the times, that's fine. Sunrise, yeah, there's a different word for sunrise. You can also say dawn. Okay, so dawn. It sounds like the name Dawn for Donald. Dawn. Okay, so sunrise or dawn. When we talk about mid-morning, okay, and you see this word mid, okay. What is mid? What does mid mean? Okay, so you see this word mid. Okay, well, mid is a short way to say very quickly, say middle. Okay, so mid is middle. Okay, so mid-morning is the middle of the morning. Okay. All right, number 4. Okay, 4, morning. Morning. Okay, number 4. Morning. Okay, 5. Noon. Noon. Okay, number 5, noon. Okay, now with number 5, you see the double O, O-O. We see this O-O. It sounds similar to the word soon, ooh, ooh, ooh. So noon. Okay, noon. All right, number 6, early afternoon. Early afternoon. Okay, it's number 6, early afternoon. Okay, 7, mid-afternoon. Okay, you listen to it. You can write it down in your notebook. And then we'll talk a little bit about it. Listen and write it. Read it, listen, and write it. Okay, 7, mid-afternoon. Mid-afternoon. Okay, number 8. Okay, 8, afternoon. Afternoon. Okay, number 8, afternoon. Number 9. Okay, now, 9 can be pronounced 2 different ways. Okay, so you can pronounce this 2 ways. In number 9, you can pronounce number 9 with 3 sounds or 2 sounds. Okay, so let's go back and look at number 9. Okay, in number 9, we see 3 sounds: evening, 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 evening. Or we see 2 syllables: evening. Okay, so number 9, evening. Okay, this is 3 sounds: evening. Okay, number 9, 3 sounds: evening. Okay, number 9, 2 sounds. Number 9, evening. Evening. Okay, number 9, 2 sounds: evening. Okay, so this is a little bit strange. We have 3 syllables and 2 syllables. So which one is correct? Okay. Well, the correct pronunciation is 3 syllables. Evening is the correct pronunciation, the proper pronunciation. Evening, I'm teaching from America. Americans speak very fast, and so they like to shorten the sounds, shorten the syllables with contractions and making the sound quick so they can speak faster. Okay, so here we see evening. Okay, 2 sounds instead of evening, evening. So 2 sounds. Okay, number 9, 3 sounds: evening. 2 sounds: evening. Number 10. Whoops. Number 10. Sunset. Sunset. Okay, number 10. Sunset. Now, we also see this alternate word for sunset, different word, same meaning: dusk. Okay, sun goes down, sunset. Gets dark, at dusk is when the sun is going down. Remember, there's also a special word for sunrise. Dawn is when the sun is coming up, first light. Okay, so sunset or dusk. Okay. All right, number 10, sunset. 11, night. Night. Okay, number 11, night. Okay, we're doing a read, listen, and copy the word or write the word write it in your notebook. Okay. All right. Let's see. What did we do? 11. We did night for number 11. Okay. 12. Number 12, midnight. Midnight. Okay, number 12, midnight. Midnight. Okay, so remember that we're looking at number 12 here. Midnight is 12 a.m. in the a.m. when it is dark. And then you have noon, which is 12 p.m. when it is daytime, okay? So noon and midnight, 12 o'clock exactly, okay? All right, number 12, midnight. 13, late night. Late night. Okay, number 13, late night. Okay, you notice there's a note here that says this is after midnight. Okay, so 12 a.m. is midnight, and then late night is very, very, very early a.m. Late night. Okay, late night or early a.m. Okay, so that's another way you can say this. You can say late night, or you can say early a.m. Early a.m. Okay. 14, daytime. Daytime. Okay, read it, listen to it, and write it in your notebook. Number 14, daytime. Okay, you notice there is a note here that daytime is sunrise, sun up, all the way to sunset. So daytime, daylight hours. Okay, 15. Nighttime. Nighttime. Okay, nighttime. Okay, sunset to 4 or 5 a.m. Okay. 16. Sun. Sun. Number 16, sun. 17, moon. Moon. Okay, number 17, moon. Okay, now we notice that we have the word moon and that this is similar to a word we saw earlier. We see the double O, O-O, and here similar, O-O. Moon, ooh, 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 double O, sounds like soon, similar, moon, soon. We saw this earlier with number 5. Okay, we saw that here with the word noon. Double O, similar to soon. Noon, moon, soon. Okay, number 17, moon. Okay, and the last one is number 18. 18, stars. Stars. Okay, 18, stars. Okay, so with number 18 at the end, we hear this z, stars, z, z. We hear this sound, stars. Okay. So it has a Z sound at the end. Now it's strange because the letter is actually an S. So keep in mind that when you have an S, when it is S at the end, sometimes the S will sound like an S, and sometimes it will sound like a Z. Okay. So if I wrote the word boss, okay, and you listen to the S sound that's at the end of this word, boss, S, it has an S sound, okay? So boss, okay? Stars, stars has more of a Z sound, okay? So number 18, stars. Okay. All right. Good job. Okay. So that is listening, having a chance to read, and then a chance to write. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the worksheet and let's take a look at our to-do list. So let's go back to the top of where our to-do list is and see where we are. Okay. So let's go up. Okay. Number 3 is complete. Okay. So let's check off number 3. 3 is complete. Let's move to number 4. Okay. So what is happening in number 4? Okay. So word pictures. We'll work with the word pictures. Do some reading. Have a chance to listen to the pronunciation, and then your chance to speak, your chance to practice pronunciation. You must talk. You have to practice it out loud in order to get good and to get better. You have to practice speaking. Okay, and we will use the picture slides, the word pictures, to do this. Okay, in number 4. All right. Okay, let's go down. Let's see if we've got our spot. Okay, so continuing with lesson 5. Time and times of day. The activity will be for reading, listening, and speaking. Let's look at the directions here. Okay, directions say, students, please read, listen, and repeat or practice speaking. Okay, pronunciation. Your chance to practice these words out loud. Okay, so your chance to practice speaking in English. Let's move over to our picture slides and see if we can get the picture slides to work. Let's go back to okay, it's working. Back to number 1. Okay, so here the directions will be a little bit different. Okay, so for this activity, which is a new activity, what we're going to do is listen and repeat. Okay, so this is your chance to speak. This is your chance to talk. This is your chance to practice your pronunciation by listening and repeating. Okay, so let's go back to our picture slides. Let's see if the directions are correct. Yes, okay, listen and repeat. Practice your speaking. Okay, all right, so listen and repeat. Okay, so read it on the screen, read the word, listen to it, and then you say it, okay? Pronounce it. Okay. All right, you ready? Here we go. All right, listen and repeat. Number 1. Ready? Okay, number 1. Sunrise. Okay, repeat it. Sunrise. Sunrise. Okay, number 1. Sunrise. Okay, number 2. 2. Listen and repeat number 2. Early morning. Early morning. Early morning. Okay, next. Number 3. Mid-morning. Mid-morning. Number 3, mid-morning. Next one. Number 4, morning. Morning. Okay, repeat it. Morning. 5, noon. Noon. Okay, number 5, noon. 6, early afternoon. Early afternoon. Okay, number 6, early afternoon. 7, mid-afternoon. Mid-afternoon. 'Mid-afternoon. Number 8, afternoon. Afternoon. Okay, number 8, afternoon. 9. Okay, repeat it. 9. Okay, now remember, we can say it with 3 sounds or 2 sounds. Okay, let's practice. We'll practice with both. Okay. Okay, ready? All right, number 9. Let's start with three syllables, 3 sounds. Okay. All right, listen and repeat it. 9. Evening. 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 Okay, 3 sounds. 3. Evening. Okay, number 9 with 3 sounds. Evening. Okay, number 9 with two sounds, 2 syllables. 9. Listen and repeat 9, 2 syllables. 9. Evening. Evening. Okay, just 2 sounds. Evening. Evening. Okay, number 9. Evening. Or number 9, evening. Okay, 10. Sunset. Sunset. Okay, number 10, sunset. 11. Okay, repeat it. Night. Night. Number 11, night. 12. Midnight. Midnight. Okay, number 12. Midnight. Okay, let's go to 13. Okay, 13. Late night. Late night. Okay, number 13. Late night. Okay, 14. Daytime. Daytime. Okay, number 14, daytime. 15, nighttime. Okay, repeat it. Nighttime. Okay, number 15, nighttime. Number 16, sun. Sun. Number 16, sun. Okay, 17, moon. Moon. Okay, number 17, moon. 18, stars. Stars. Okay, number 18, stars. Okay, let's go back to number 1. Okay, now let's do this practicing each one time. I will say the number, and then you practice saying the word, and then I will repeat. So I'm going to give you a chance to say the word first. I say the number, you say the word. Okay? All right, you ready? Okay. How do you say number 1? Sunrise. 2, early morning. 3, how do you say it? 3, mid-morning. 4, morning. 5, noon. 6, early afternoon. 7, mid-afternoon. 8, afternoon. 9, 3 sounds. 9, evening. 9, 2 sounds. Say it. 2 sounds. 9, evening. 10, sunset. 11, night. 12, midnight. 13, say it, late night. 14, daytime. 15, nighttime. 16, sun. 17, moon. And the last one is 18. How do you say it? Stars. Okay, good job. Okay, so good job. We got through a little bit of practice on pronunciation. Okay, so remember, you have to practice talking to get better at English. Okay, you can't just sit there and listen or sit there and write only. Listen and write are good, but you must practice speaking. Okay, practice. Okay, all right, let's go back to the sheet. Let's go up, and take a look at where we are on the list to do. Okay, so that was number 4, the completion of number 4. Okay, so number 4 is complete. Okay, practicing speaking. Okay, let's continue now. Let's move to number 5. Let me look here. Yeah, let's continue with number 5. Okay, so dictation, okay? So a chance to listen and write the words that you hear, okay? Now remember that when we do dictation, okay, so for dictation, it is okay to stop and study if you need to study first to listen and write, okay? Now, the other thing to keep in mind for the dictation, and let me go down. I think I have, do I have a? Yeah, okay, so I have a dictation page here. Keep in mind on the dictation page, sometimes I might say the, sometimes I might say in, sometimes I might say in the, sometimes I might say at, so I might use some extra words when we do dictation, okay? So I will pronounce the regular word first, and then I will pronounce the word with some extra words, and let's listen and write what you can, okay? So your job is to listen and write, and there may be some extra words that we see as we go along, okay? All right. So let's take a look at the directions here. Okay, so doing dictation. Okay, directions are here. Let's actually take this and let's move this. Let's move this over here. And let's do this. Keep an eye on that. Okay. All right, let's look at the directions. Okay, directions. Let's read the directions together. Okay, directions. Students, please listen. Okay, listen to the teacher pronounce the words. Okay, so listen to the pronunciation and then write those words down that you hear in your notebook. Okay, so your job is to listen and write. Okay, that's your job. Listen and write what you hear. Okay. Now, remember, the first activity that we do when we do our first activity, when we do vocabulary lessons, the first activity is for you to listen and write and copy the vocabulary. So when you watch before dictation, if you need to pause the video and stop the video to study vocabulary that you have written on your paper, to study the spelling, it's okay to pause the video and study, okay? All right, now, since we have the notebook up here, let's take a look at how I set my notebook up, okay? So your job now is to listen and write what you hear, okay? So if you're going to do this correctly, then yes, you should write the date or have the date written down. You should have a title when you write something from a lesson. So this lesson is for vocabulary. It's vocabulary lesson number 5. We're talking about times of day. We're going to do a dictation, which is your job is to listen and then write what you hear in your notebook. We will go 1, 2, and 3. I will write them together with you in the notebook, and then we'll continue on the electronic sheet for number 3, 2, and we'll go all the way to number 18 on the vocabulary, okay? Now, remember that normally when we do dictation, normally I will mix the vocabulary. So the vocabulary will not necessarily be in the order that we had it when we were looking at the vocabulary on the word list. On the word list, number 1 is sunrise and number 18 is stars. That will not be how normally dictation is. Sometimes I'll do dictation in order, but most of the time I will mix the dictation together, okay? All right, so let's go down to our sheet, and let me switch over to my other sheet so I can actually type. So let's get this set up and get this ready. Okay, I think that's ready. Okay, so yeah, I think we're ready, okay? All right, so this is going to be the third section that we're going to work on, okay? So for this part, for the third activity, we're going to do a dictation. We're going to do listen and write, okay? So your job is to listen and write. Okay, let's go to the big camera here and let me get my sheet. Can't show you I want you to see the sheet. Okay. All right. Okay. Dictation. Here we go for the third activity. You ready? Okay. All right. So using your notebook, using your notebook and getting ready for number one. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at number one. Okay, listen and write what you hear. Ooh, let me see if my directions are correct. Let's see. Okay, yes. Listen and write the words that you hear. Number one, listen and write. Number one, stars. Okay, listen and write it. Number one, stars. The stars. Okay, number one, stars. The stars. Oh, let me find need to find a pen. I don't know which one is good, so I'll grab all of them. Okay. Let's see if this one's any good. It's a little old. That one's good, I think. Let's see. Yeah, okay. All right, so on your sheet, okay, your job is to listen and then write the word that you hear. Okay, so number one, what was the correct word? Okay, so if you wrote the vocabulary word, you wrote stars, S-T-A-R. Let me get to our doc here. Okay, so you wrote stars, S-T-A-R-S, stars, okay? Now, I did add an extra word, okay, in there for stars. So correct answer, stars. Okay, now, if you wrote this, great, okay? But I also said the. Okay, we have the article the, okay? And if you don't know about the, we did a lesson for grammar on articles, okay? So go to Learn English with Teacher Joe, okay? Go there and find the lesson on articles, okay? The, a, an, and the, okay? So we did one on that, okay? All right, so I said stars, but I also said the stars, okay? So stars, correct. The stars, correct. And if you wrote everything, correct. Okay, so number one, stars. Okay, next one is number two. Okay, so number two will be next. Oh, let's fix the sheet. Okay, so number one, correct answer was, whoops. Number one, correct answer was stars. And we said the stars. Okay? Okay. Number two. Okay, number two. Okay, two. Listen and then write what you hear. Number two. Morning. Morning. In the morning. Okay, number two. Morning. In the morning. Okay. Let's do number two together. Okay, so correct answer for number two. We said that the vocabulary word was the word morning. Okay, M-O-R-N-I-N-G, morning. And the extra words that you heard, in the morning. Okay, so we heard the in number one, so stars, the stars. We heard morning, and then we heard in the morning. Okay, in the morning. Okay, so your job is to listen and try to write what you hear. If you write the vocabulary word, great. If you write everything, perfect. Okay, good job. Okay, so in the. All right. Next one is number 3. Okay. Oh, let's do the sheet. Number 2. So we said morning and we said in the morning. Okay. All right, 3 is next. Okay, number 3. Listen and write. Number 3. Sunset. 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 At sunset. Okay, number 3. Sunset. At sunset. Okay. Let's go to our sheet here. We'll do one more together here with number 3. Okay, 3, the correct vocabulary word for number 3 was sunset. Okay, so sunset, S-U-N-S-E-T, sunset. Okay, and what was the extra vocabulary with sunset? Okay, we heard at sunset. Okay, at sunset. So the extra word was at. Okay, so very specific, at sunset. Okay, let's fix the sheet, and then we'll continue with number 4. Okay. All right, let's go to our sheet and let's fix number 3. Okay, number 3, we said sunset, sunset, and we said at sunset. All right, let's continue with number 4, okay? So you can continue with number 4 on your sheet in your notebook. Go ahead, we'll continue number 3 all the way to number 18. Okay, so you can listen and continue to write. I will now move to the sheet and just type the answers on the sheet. Okay? Okay. All right, so let's go to number 4. Okay, number 4. Nighttime. Okay, listen and then write the word that you hear. Nighttime. At nighttime. Okay, number 4, nighttime. At nighttime. Okay, let's go to the sheet. Okay, so we heard, what was the vocabulary word? We said nighttime. Okay, and yes, this can be written like this as well. Both are correct. I usually write it like this, nighttime. Okay. What was the extra vocabulary with nighttime? Similar to number 3, we said at nighttime. Okay, specific time. Okay, nighttime for number 4. Number 5. Okay, let's go back to number 5. Okay, number 5, evening. Evening. In the evening. Okay, number 5, evening. In the evening. Okay. Let's go back to our sheet. Whoops. Okay, let's go back to our sheet. Whoops. Number 5. Okay, what did we say for the word? Evening. Okay, so evening. I pronounced it with 3 sounds, evening. And the extra vocabulary with evening, in the evening. In the evening. Okay, 6. Okay, number 6. All right, 6. Okay, listen and write what you hear for number 6. Noon. Noon. Number 6. At noon. Noon. At noon. Okay. Let's go back to our sheet here. Okay, 6. We said what? Noon. Okay, the extra vocabulary, at noon. Okay, 7. Okay, number 7. Moon. Moon. The moon. Okay, number 7. Moon. The moon. Okay. Let's go back to the sheet here for 7. Okay, 7. 6 was noon. 7, moon. Okay, and what did we say? Extra vocabulary, the moon. Okay, so we had that article, the. Okay. Number 8. Sunrise. Okay, listen and write it. Sunrise. At sunrise. Okay, number 8. Sunrise. At sunrise. Okay. Let's go back to the sheet and complete 8. What did we say? Sunrise. Okay, and there was some extra vocabulary. The word at sunrise. Okay, so you notice sunset in number 3, at sunset, sunrise, at sunrise. Okay, number 9. 9. Afternoon. Okay, listen and then write what you hear. Afternoon. In the afternoon. Okay, number 9. Afternoon. In the afternoon. Okay. Let's go to our sheet. Okay, so let's see. 9. Afternoon. Afternoon. Okay, so the word afternoon. And what was the extra vocabulary with afternoon? The extra words in the afternoon. Okay, 10. Okay, Let's go to 10. 10. Daytime. Daytime. In the daytime. Okay, number 10. Daytime. In the daytime. Okay, let's go to the sheet for that one. Okay, 10. Correct word 10. Daytime. Daytime. Okay, and the extra vocabulary, the extra words with daytime. In the daytime. Okay, in the daytime. Okay. Next one is 11. Okay, number 11, listen and write 11. Mid-afternoon. Mid-afternoon. In the mid-afternoon. Okay, 11. Mid-afternoon. In the mid-afternoon. Okay. Let's go to our sheet. Okay, 11. Okay, we said mid-afternoon. Okay, mid-afternoon. When you write this, you can put the dash or the hyphen in there. Mid-afternoon. Okay, and what was the extra vocabulary with mid-afternoon? We said in the mid-afternoon. In the mid-afternoon. Okay. 12. Okay, number 12. Sun. The sun. Okay, listen and write 12. Sun. The sun. All right. Let's look at 12. Okay, we said sun. Okay, so make sure S-U-N, not S-O-N. S-U-N, sun. And the extra vocabulary, we said the sun. Okay, the next one is 13. Okay, 13. Early morning. Early morning. Okay, 13. In the early morning. Early morning. In the early morning. Okay, 13. We said early morning. And the extra vocabulary, in the early morning. In the early morning. Okay. 14. All right, 14. Late night. Late night. In the late night. Okay, this is 14. Late night. In the late night. Okay, 14. Okay, we said late night. And the extra vocabulary with late night, we said in the late night. Okay. 15. 15. Mid-morning. Mid-morning. In the mid-morning. Okay, 15. Mid-morning. In the mid-morning. Okay, let's go to the sheet. 15. Whoops. Okay, we said mid-morning. Mid-morning. And the extra vocabulary with mid-morning, again, in the mid-morning. In the mid-morning. Okay. On to 16. 16. Midnight. At midnight. Midnight. At midnight. Okay, 16. Midnight. At midnight. Okay, let's go to the sheet. Okay, 16. We said midnight. Okay. Midnight. What was the extra vocabulary with midnight? We said at midnight. Okay, at midnight. All right, 16. Okay. We'll go to 17. Two more. 17. Night. At night. Okay, it's 17. Night. At night. Okay, 17. Night. At night. All right. Let's go to the sheet. 17. Whoops, let's move this up a little bit. 17. I said night. Whoops. Night. Can't type. Night. Okay, and what was the extra vocabulary with night? We said at night. Okay, at night. Okay, one more. Number 18, and then we'll have dictation complete. 18. Can you guess what number 18 is? Do you know what number 18 is? 18. Okay, 18. Early afternoon. In the early afternoon. Early afternoon. In the early afternoon. Okay, 18, last one. Early afternoon. In the early afternoon. Okay, let's finish out with number 18. Okay, 18, we said early afternoon. Early afternoon. the extra vocabulary in the early afternoon. Okay, to describe the time. Okay. All right, that's number 18 for dictation. Okay. So you see that the order of the dictation is different from the word list. Okay, so we mix the vocabulary for dictation. Okay, early afternoon for 18. Okay. All right, good job on dictation. That takes care of dictation. Okay, so we'll give you a little, round of applause for that one. Let's go back to our worksheet and let's move up in the worksheet to take a look at where we are. Let's push up to our list. Okay, 5. Okay, so that was the completion of number 5. Okay, so 5 is complete. Okay, and the last thing for this lesson, the last thing tonight is number 6. Okay, number 6 is information on the next lesson, and we'll say goodbye for this one. Okay, so the next lesson will be an English grammar lesson. That will be video lesson number 5. And then we'll have a phonics lesson coming up on letter G after that. Okay. Now, before we go, let me come back to this camera here. Okay, before we go, I'm going to challenge you to write or type something in the comment section below the video. So I'm going to ask you to write something below the video. In the comment section that is below the video, okay, please write your answer to this in the comments. There will be a student challenge. Find the student challenge. Write your answer in the comments. Write 3 new words you learned from today's video. Were there any new words from today's video that you learned? Okay? So write this or type this in the comment section below the video. Okay? Okay, students, we're going to stop here for this lesson. Okay, and say goodbye. Thank you for watching. We had a tough week. I had some computer trouble this week. It was difficult to get lessons done or to make a video because the computer was having trouble this week. But things seem to be back to normal. Okay. All right. So thank you for watching. Thank you for logging in and clicking like and commenting, sharing the video, subscribe, clicking the red button. Okay. All right, students, thank you. We will see you in the next lesson. It will be grammar. Grammar will be next, okay? All right, thank you, students. We'll see you again next time. Bye. Bye, students. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.